Okay, cool. Thank you. So this is a career development task, okay, for sprint 3, right? So which you need to submit, right, in the mid of sprint 3. It will be good if you can finish it in sprint 3 anyway. That will be good. But what I've done is that to give you 3 weeks to finish it. So Saturday, 23rd. So, and there is joy in number. I would say that you should encourage each other. And that's why that visibility of creating a board and moving in onto board is very, very important, okay? So that you can see what other people are doing. I don't say you should put in your artifact there, but you just visibility that people are also doing it. Do you get it now? So that is important. So if you create your task, if you create your story is good, right? To say, for instance, now, blog creation, DG, right? And in that's a story. Then the tags, I've got 10 tags to do. You can create individual tags so that there will be movement. You get it now, then you can move them, right? Which is fine. That's the best way to do it, right? So you create each of the tasks. For instance, let's say the PM now. The PM were to explain how to set up their favorite tool for their roles, right? It might be projects, it might be Azure DevOps. Do you get it now? Maybe we just look at Azure DevOps, for instance. Do you get it now? That's one of their story to do. So create that as a task under that particular story. Okay. So that's what I want you to do, right, on this one. So now these are the tasks that you need to do. Project manager one. Okay. Project manager, the first thing that you need to do is to explain, right? So, and this is going to be in a blog, okay? And you need at the end of this particular exercise, okay, you need to post that blog to blog.prepmajor.com. Okay, I need to repeat that, blog.prepmajor.com. So that's where I want this particular blogs to be posted to. Each one of these should be individual blog. The reason that at the end of this particular program, right, you can put your blog site onto your CV. I do that, okay, to say, okay, this is your, and if you want, you can repost it on different websites, put it on your LinkedIn and everything. These are questions or content that would help you to get to the road you are looking for. They are not just any content. They are content that are linked to maybe interviews or what your role entails. Do you get it now? It's very, very important so that you can brag about this work I can do and everything. And that's the reason for giving you this. It's very, very important to start creating those contents, and so that you can be subject matter expert in your fields. So that is the reason. So I want it in a blog, okay? And you post it on blog.prepmajor.com. It's okay if you want to share it later, share it to people, put it on your LinkedIn and everything, that's fine. But at the end, you have a collection of those 10 contents that you posted, right? To show that, yeah, I'm becoming a subject matter expert in this particular line of business that you chose, okay? One, how to set up a favorite tool, okay? So I've left this open for project management only. For the other roles, I've been specific, okay? So, and also, you talk about approach to project management and the methodology you are familiar with. What is the approach to project management? Maybe your approach or any approach to project management that you know, and the methodologies that you are familiar with. Okay, I want you to write it as a content, as if you are writing a blog. Okay, it's not like you are answering interview questions. Okay, so that is the approach. Okay, and also the significance of project charter. You could just write the title project charter and then talk about how to create a project charter. What is the significance of a project charter? Do you get it now? Then also measuring and defining project success, right? So that could be a title of the blog, okay? But the content could be, how do you define project success, or how do you measure project success. So that will be the content of you want to do. But you are okay to, let your imagination go wide on the title, right? Maybe make the title enticing for people to read as well, okay? So number 5 block, 5 blocks, okay? Number 5, is what is the role of, basically the role of project manager in risk management. So what I'm looking for is like, okay, you write a blog about that, about what a project manager does in risk management. How do you identify, mitigate risk? You talk about RACI and everything, all those things, you put them in that particular blog, okay? Then number 6, right? So, and this is a allocation of resources, prioritizing tasks, okay, in order to ensure project deadline are met, okay? So what I'm expecting that, okay, if you want to prioritize tasks as a project manager, well, resources, how would you, what are the purpose of that in order to ensure deadline, okay? So but what are the reason, how do you do that, okay? So then number 7 is scope creep, okay? Scope creep. What exactly is, when they talk about scope creep, what exactly is that, okay? So how does that become an issue, right? And if you have a scope creep, how do you undo that, okay? I want that in a blog, okay? So, and another thing is the concept of work breakdown structure. What is the concept of, when they say work breakdown structure, what is it actually? What you want to write in there will be, what's the importance of work breakdown structure in project management, right? What is the importance of that? What's this concept? How do you use it? Do you get it now? So then number 9 is, how do you set or manage realistic project timeline? So, and milestone. Basically, what is timeline? What is milestone, right? But how do you set it? How do you manage it? Do you get it now? So just want to explain it. If you're able to explain this with examples, that would be good. This applies to everybody anyway. So if you're able to explain this concept with example, that would be brilliant, okay? So the last question, the last content that I want you to create is the role of project management in resource allocation and capacity planning. So you talk about resources allocation, you talk about capacity planning, then where do you fit in as a project manager in this anyway? What exactly do you mean by when you talk about resource allocation? So maybe you also be adding other buzzword like budget, everything in there. Do you get it now? Because that also is inclusive. Do you get it now? So those are the tasks for the project managers. For the ADMs, okay? So your first blog or the content I want you to write is how to set up Azure DevOps from scratch. So you'll be talking about, from beginning, right? Go to dev.azure.com, then create your project, different type of project that you can create. You have the Scrum, you have the CMMI, do you get all those things? And also you'll be talking about how to set up the boards, how the definition of done within the boards, what sim learning is, as many details that you want. I want the setup as in step by step, that anyone can go into your blog and they can say, oh, Deji has got a very big blog on how to create Azure board from scratch. Do you get it now? Just go and read up on that. Of course, with screenshot and everything if you can, which means that you have to go through the process once again. Do you get it now? So, okay. And then you also, number 2, right? You write a blog about waterfall and agile. What is the differences? What are the differences between this waterfall and agile methodologies, right? So when do you think you should use one, right? Why do you think, which one do you think is okay for a different project? How do you use waterfall, and what project is okay for agile? Do you get it now? So that's what I want you to look into. Then number 3 content is the role of agile delivery manager and how it actually differs from traditional project manager. So we know there's agile delivery manager, which you guys are. but there's also project manager, actually. What is different between your role? So where does it align? Where does it kind of different? Okay. Well, yeah.
1 second, Deji.
Yes.
Deji, 1 second, please. It's part. Are you intentionally not sharing the screen?
Yeah, I'm not sharing. Yeah,
All right.
because I really want people to write it, actually, right? Because when you go into some meetings, right, they would, yeah, they would just give you those information, right? So I just don't. Yeah, that's the reason. Yeah.
Sorry, DG. The
Okay.
difference between Agile Delivery Manager and PM, is this still for the project manager, or you move on to the SMs?
I've moved on to ADM, Agile
ADM.
Delivery Manager. Okay. So the last content for PM is the resource allocation and capacity planning. That's where I stopped. So then ADM, Agile Delivery Manager. So I said they should write a content about DevOps, how to set up DevOps from scratch, and also the differences between waterfall and agile and when it's used. Then number 3 is the difference between their role and traditional project management. Okay. So number 4, right? In your project, talk about the culture of collaboration and continuous improvement, right, within the agile team, right? You talk about that.
Can you please say that again, please?
You're going to get it on the video. You're going to get it on the video. It's been recorded anyway.
Okay.
So you're going to get it on the video. So how do you foster the culture of collaboration and continuous improvement within the agile team? Okay. So you talk about, of course, you might talk about CI/CD and the likes in that. Do you get it now? Or you talk about the collaboration. Yeah. So that's important. So then the 5th content is now agile frameworks. So there are some agile frameworks that I want you to kind of write content on, right? Scrum, Kanban, Safe, okay? So just write the content about them, okay? Scrum, Agile, Kanban, and Safe, okay? So if you want, you can also talk about Kanban, or do you get it now? The flavor of that, why and when do you get it now? That's fine. So then the 6th content, okay? This is now practical. Okay. So managing conflicts, okay? Managing conflicting priorities and changing requirements within Agile, okay? So if you do have priorities and they are conflicting with another conflict or another priorities, how do you manage them? How do you handle them? And also when you have changing requirements, the product owner always change the requirements. How do you manage that within your team? Do you get it now? We know this happens when project manager says or product owner says, yeah, no, that's not what I want. I've changed my mind. So, but as an ADM, how do you manage that within your team? So then also, number 7 content, okay? Your role within the agile team as you relate to collaboration with product owners in agile. So basically, if I want to turn that into a question, is like, how do you collaborate with product owners in agile? What is the role of a product owner? So you need to know, yeah. So you talk about, yeah, maybe you talk about, maybe the title could have been AGM and product owner in agile. So you now talk about what's the role of a product owner in agile. You also talk about, okay, your role as a ADM. How do you collaborate with each other? Okay, product owner and ADM. So that is for number 7, the 7th content. The 8th content, all right, is agile principles. Okay, so there are a lot of agile principles, right? So I want you to talk about these principles, the values, okay, and how you can ensure your team embrace them. Okay, what are the agile principles? What are the values? How can you ensure that your team embrace these principles and these values? Okay, and number 8. Okay, that's number 8. Number 9. So you explain the concept of sprint iteration, right? And how it relates or contributes to project delivery, right? So technically what I'm saying is like, okay, in an iteration, right? So we run sprint in iteration, but how does that contribute to pre-delivery, right? So maybe you might also look into that and compare with agile waterfall, right? So which is not run in iteration. So basically, yeah. So in terms of pre-delivery, how do you think, yeah, sprint or iteration helps this? Okay, if you think it doesn't help, we can also make an argument as well anyway. So you talk about the concept of sprint, you talk about the concept of the iteration in sprint, right? And then how this contributes to project delivery. Okay. So the last content is metrics. Okay. What are the metrics that you need as a agile delivery manager to measure performance and the health of your agile team? So you got your Scrum board and everything, and also your metrics. What are the things that you want to measure to ensure the performance, and also even not only performance, because your team can be performing, but you can put them on pressure pots so that, yeah, your team is performing, but they're not on pressure pot. They are also, they are saying, do you get it now? Yeah. So how do you ensure this anyway? Okay. All right, for the keyway, okay, moving to the quality assurance, okay. I need a detailed explanation on how to set up automation tests from scratch using Selenium, Cucumber, Java, and IntelliJ, okay. Detailed explanation or content, okay. I want you to be able to be proud to say, yeah, this is it. So basically what I'm expecting you to do is that, okay, this first step, install Java. This is how to install Java. Go to java.com or wherever that site is. Click on this, with screenshot. Then after that, then you kind of install IntelliJ. And this is the step to install IntelliJ. You also do Maven. Also, this is how to do Maven as well. Or after that, your pawn. This is how a standard pawn should look like. And then also, yeah, you need to do Cucumber. This is how to do the Cucumber. So, and after that, of your test, just one test is enough anyway. And that's it. Put that in a blog. And to be honest, if you're able to do this wonderfully, so yeah, start sending it out to people to be proud of your work. And that's it. So then second content is explain software development lifecycle, right? And also software testing lifecycle. And what are the differences? Basically, what I'm expecting you to explain to me what is a software development lifecycle, explain to me, or create a content about software testing lifecycle. What are the differences between these two? Okay. And number three, when they talk about validation and verification in the context of software testing, create a content about it. Do you get it now? And your title could be validation and verification in software testing. So you explain what validation means, you explain what verification is, what is the difference? Because these are some of the terms that we use interwovenly, which actually means different thing anyway. So, but I want you to look into that. So then also, yeah, test cases. Okay, I want you to talk about test cases, how to prioritize test cases. That's another content. Okay, how to prioritize test cases. When you have limited time writing your test cases, what do you do? Do you get it now? So what is test cases? Okay, how do you write them? How do you prioritize them? If you have limited time, what do you do? Okay, so that's another content. Okay, so another content that I want you to write is a key component of test plan and test strategy. Okay, when you're writing test plan, what are the key components? You just kind of put in there. So these are the things that a test plan should contain. These are the components that a test strategy to contain. If you are happy to explain the component, that's fine. But as long as you are able to list them, yeah, that also is fine. But if you want to go all about to explain what each of these components are, what they do, and everything, that's fine. So also you could also explain the differences between test plan and test strategy anyway, which I think they've also explained to you. So then also a simple one, a simple content going forward. Number six content is significance of test automation, right? And when is it appropriate to use it? So which leads to the number seven question. Number six content, significance of automation testing, right? And when is it appropriate to use automation testing? So then also number seven, the seventh content that I want you to produce is regression testing and its importance. Why do we need regression testing and its importance? Okay. All right, cool. So, and so okay. Okay, content number 8, okay, is the purpose. Okay, I think I've also kind of talked about is what is the effective way to write a test case? Okay, so which I think leads to purpose of a test case and effective way to write a test case is also kind of linked to the other one I said in content number 4, right? But you can get some content in that, but purpose of a test case, right? So and which now leads to the number 10. Well, I've skipped number 9, but number 10. So explain the concept of boundary value analysis and equivalence partitioning with examples. Of course, this is one of the test techniques design, okay? Test design techniques anyway. So, but how do you do them? Boundary value analysis and equivalent partitioning with examples, okay? Right. So then number 9 now. So I said number 8 is the purpose of testing test case and how to write effective test cases. Number 9 is how do you undo situation where requirements of a feature are unclear or incomplete. So you just write a situation where, okay, if requirement is unclear or if it's incomplete, what do you do as a tester? Okay, so write a blog on that. Okay, another blog that I said, the last one is boundary value analysis and equivalent partitioning. Yeah, to be honest, you can even split that into 2 blocks anyway, but then also you want to explain when they are used. Okay, now going to data analyst. Okay, data analyst. Okay, so you need to explain how to create a content on how to install and set up SQL Server Management Studio and Tableau. Okay, and if you want, you can also create a Power BI, but you can choose one anyway. So I'll do it. But like I said, I'm okay to, if you can do the 3, it's good. It's for your own benefit anyway. But but most importantly, one, as I would say, installing and setting up of SQL Server management. So which I think is the most difficult one. The other one could be a bit simpler. Okay, Tableau is, I think, So I want you to look into that. But if you want, you can just take the 3 contents and write about them anyway. So okay, I think I can skip number 2, to be honest. So other than that, so I'll skip number 2. I would ask you to write a setup of Tableau, Power BI or Tableau. Okay. So I'll go through that again, right? The first content, how to install and set up SQL Server Management Studio and from scratch, okay? And the second one is how to set up Power BI or Tableau from scratch, okay? So that's the second content. Then the third content, you just have to create a content about structure and unstructured data. What is structured data? What is unstructured data? Do you get it now? And what is the differences between them? When we say data is structured, what exactly do we mean? So the same thing, fourth content is data cleaning and data validation. What is the process of cleaning the data? What is the process of validating the data? And what are the approaches that you can use for this? If you are cleaning the data, there's a process. But what are the approach that you're going to use? Okay. Then also, I would want you to talk about 2 programming languages. Okay. 2 programming languages that is, or tools. Okay, I say let's say program anyway. So that you use for data analysis. Do you get it now? Their importance or anything. Yeah. So two program languages, you can also be tools anyway, but yeah. So that's that. So then 6 content, okay, the significance of data visualization, okay, data visualization, and also explain, yeah. So I want you to use Tableau at this time around, okay, how you can use Tableau to create visualization, okay, how can you use Tableau to create visualization, okay. Number 7, okay, 7 content, okay, clustering, data clustering, okay. When we say a data clusters, okay, what do we mean? How do we use it, right, in data analysis, right? When you say data clusters, to get it now, what exactly does that mean to you, right, as a data analyst? So, and how do you use it? How do you kind of also, yeah, undo data clustering? Do you get it now? 8 content, okay? This is about security and privacy, okay? So how do you ensure that, yeah, as a data analyst, you are able to secure data, okay? And in the process of analysis of your data, okay, how do you secure your data? And I know Ebenezer has been talking about this anyway in some of your classes, right? So yeah, and number 9, right, is explaining SQL inner join and also left join. Okay, maybe I should also add right join as well, and right join. Okay, so what is inner join, what is left join, what is right join, okay, in SQL, and what are the differences? Okay, so and this is a big one. Okay, of course you need to explain it with examples. Okay, and the last content I want you to produce is DDL and DML. So I wouldn't say what that is anyway, but I know you guys know what that is. DDL and DML in SQL, okay? When we say DDL, what exactly is that? When is it DML, what exactly is that? I want it with examples as well, okay? So, and give me an example of a DDL command, or you can just list them anyway because there are not many. As the same thing applies to DML as well. Okay, so I think we still have a lot anyway. So quickly, I'll go to BA. Okay, so BA, right? You need to explain how to set up Visio, right? How you use it, okay, and also
Sorry, can I just pause you? You said DDL and DML. Is that what you
yes,
said?
that's right. That's right. But yeah, DDL and DML. Okay. So, and BAs, okay, BAs, explain how to set up Visio, right? That's straightforward. But what I'm looking for is how do you use it? And not only that, the major part is those symbols, okay? So the shades, the shapes, and what are they for, actually? You want to talk about the processes, you want to talk about the arrows, you want to talk about the sub-process. Those are the things that I want anyway. So maybe a good example of, yeah, I'll use it. Then that leads to number 2. Number 2 is process map, okay? Explain what do you use a process map for, how do you use it, so, and give example of a process map that you've made for any site that you've made. It could be MentorSkate, it could be Google, it could be Prep Major, but just give an example. This is a process map for google.com, or this is a process map, but let it not just be a simple process. Do you get it now? Yeah. So, okay. So I'm thinking about the third question, so but I'm going to skip that for now. Yeah, so I'll come back to that, yeah, if I still need you to do that anyway. So number 4 question. So this is related to gathering documents or requirements from stakeholders. So I've used this word loosely, right? Because I don't want to, because there's some terminology I want you to use. You guys know that, and maybe I should just say elicit, but right now just say in layman term, okay, how do you gather requirements or document from your stakeholders? But there's a word that you call this in anyway, so you guys know that anyway. So that's what I want you guys to look into. Then also the next one, the next blog I want to do number 5, the 5th blog is SWOT analysis, right? SWOT analysis. There's some other tools or analysis that you can, even though I said SWOT analysis, you can talk about other analytical tools as well. I think the one I know is actually like 5 of them anyway. So you can talk about the other ones as well. So, but yeah, now main significance of those analytic tools actually, yeah. So, but okay, talking about SWOT now, what is the significance of it? How do you benefit from that as a business analyst? What do you use it for, right? So yeah, talk about that. So then also, okay. So I think it's okay. So number three content, I'll skip that anyway. I'll give you to be and assist, right? What is that anyway? Terminology. Explain that to a layman when the BSA to be and as is. So what does that mean? Okay. So I want you to kind of write a blog on that. So, okay, what is to be, what is as is, and just So okay. And number 6, BDD, behavioral driven development with regards to acceptance criteria. Let's talk about that. So of course, you won't talk about that without having to talk about the giving, when, then, and everything. So yeah. So, but yeah. Okay. Number 7, okay. So, okay. So I would want you to talk about balsamic, okay? Okay. So what is this tool used for, all right? And how do you use it, right? Challenges and everything. So what is this tool used for? So what do you use it for, and how to use it? So basically, let's say the content could be how to use balsamic or what is balsamic. You get it now, and you talk about that. Okay, that someone will go to your blog and read about. Yeah, the person that does not know anything about balsamic, right, can go into that and start reading. So then number 8, sorry, 8 question. Okay, so this is similar to, as a BA, how do you prioritize conflicting requirements with stakeholders? Okay, so when you have conflicting requirements from stakeholders, how do you kind of tell them, okay, let's do this one instead of this one? Do you get it now? So yeah, how do you prioritize that? So number 9 is use case. Okay, I know Bolu mentioned this in one of the feedback anyway. So use case, right? The concept of use case, what exactly is it, right? And how do you use it in business analysis? Okay, with a good example anyway. So then last content will be racing matrix. Okay, racing matrix, explain that. And also, how do you use it? What's the purpose to a BA? Okay. Now, SOC analyst. Okay, SOC analyst. Okay. So the first one is, what is the role of a SOC analyst in cybersecurity context? In cybersecurity context, what exactly do you do, right, as a SOC analyst? Because you know cybersecurity is a wide area, right? But in that field, what is your role, right? What do you do, right? So then also, another content that I want you to produce, this next content, is logs and list log collections. Okay, explain what exactly is log, what is list log collections, and also the tools that you use for them as well. Okay, so those are the things that I want you to create content on, right? So third content is Wireshark. Okay, Wireshark. So of course you could title a Wireshark, but what I want from the content is you outline how to use it, right? What you need to look at for when you're analyzing a network packet, okay? And the tools that you can use as alternative to Wireshark. What I'm saying is that if you do not use Wireshark, what will you use? Do we get it now? What are the tools that is alternative to Wireshark? Okay. So number 4 content, okay, is security information and event management, okay, CM, okay, security information and event management. So I want you to explain, right, the differences between a security information and event management system and SOC, okay, security operation center. So what I'm expecting now, tell me, okay, what exactly is security information and event management? Tell me what is security operation center, right? Then what are the differences between these two, right? So of course, yeah, depending on what you do, you make the title, that's fine. But as long as the content is actually explains the differences between these two, is fine. So next content is as a SOC analyst, right? How can a SOC analyst stay updated on the latest security threat and vulnerability? So if you're a SOC analyst, you want to write a content that a SOC analyst person can read to say, okay, how can I stay updated? How can I be on top of this latest cybersecurity threats and vulnerability? So because you know this thing changes every time. Do you get it? Normally I said it's people that create virus that also create antivirus, right? So when one virus is out, they create antivirus. So basically, but how do you stay updated on in regards to these threats? So then sys content, right? Incident response life cycle. So just describe, yeah, a traditional incident response life cycle. Talk about that, okay? So number 7, yeah. So now this is talking about the security information and event management architecture, right? You want to talk about the key components of a typical security information and event management architecture and how they do work together, right? How they work together. You want to talk about that in that content, okay? And also, yes, number 8, the 8 content, okay? How do you prioritize and triage security incidents? So you want to explain to a layman or someone in your field, if you have a security incident, how do you triage it and how do you prioritize them as well? So yeah. Then number 9, right? So talk about technologies and tools that you are familiar with regards to log analysis and security incident detection. So how do you, okay, what are the tools and technologies that you are familiar with for log analysis and security incident detection? The last content I want you to look into is how to undo false positive in security alerts. There's false positive. Well, for instance, what is exactly false positive, right? Yeah, of course, you know what a security alert is. Of course, you might also talk about that. But how do you undo these false positives? Okay. So I think the last one is Scrum Masters. Okay, Scrum Masters. So yeah, Scrum Masters. Yeah, how do you set up? Okay, have I not? It looks like something I have. Okay, no. Okay, it just looks like the ADM one. Okay, all right. Scrum Masters. Okay. Yeah. First question, similar to the ADM. How to set up Azure DevOps from scratch? Yeah. So that's one. So yeah. And simple content also explain Scrum, right? And to a 10-year-old, right? Explain Scrum to a 10-year-old. And also, you might also talk about other agile methodologies as well, anyway. So, yeah. So then, number 3. Okay, so. Okay, hold on. Number 3, the third content I want you to, yeah, to write is you know, conflict happens, or this I want you to write in a story, right? Okay. So how to undo conflicts within Scrum Master. I want you to, yeah, write this as a story, right? Just make a story of James and John, they do this and they do that. And then, yeah, just let people be able to read your blog. Do you get it now? And it could be a play. Do you get it now? This is John, this is James. James is a PA, is a Scrum Master. John is a developer. And yeah, something like that. Do you get it now? Just make something up. Yeah. So, and how as a Scrum Master would undo conflict within the Scrum team. Do you get it now? So yeah. Okay, so then fourth content, okay, Scrum ceremonies, okay. I want you to explain the Scrum ceremonies, the importance of these ceremonies, and how can you make them productive for the team. So what I'm talking about is like, yeah, daily stand-up is good, right? What is daily stand-up? How do you do that? But how can you make it productive? How can you make your team to extend your daily stand-up? It's not boring. Something could be like, okay, you use games, you ensure that, yeah. So just talk about that. So it's a content I want people to read to say, oh, if you really want to know how to do a Scrum ceremony, go to Olawumi's blog. Do you get it now? Okay. All right. So then how do you, okay, fit content, okay. How do you facilitate communication between your team, stakeholders, and product owner? So that also is a simple one anyway. So it's not, so how do you facilitate communication between your team members, yeah, your stakeholders, and product owner as a Scrum Master? Okay, okay. So, number 6 is velocity. No, sorry, I'm going to skip 6 right now. I'll come back to that anyway. Number 7 is velocity and capacity. All right. So there kind of some misconception on that one. Maybe they're similar or not. So, but what is velocity, right? What is capacity in the context of Scrum? And what are the differences between these two? And how are they related? Do you get it now? So velocity and Scrum. Number 8, all right. So this is one of the things I've just discussed now. Sprint goal, right? So yeah. So what is sprint goal? Actually, when you talk about sprint goal, what do you mean? And if you think your team is not able to achieve their sprint goal, what do you do? Okay. What do you do when they're not able to achieve their sprint goal? What are you going to do? Okay. So, okay. Now I'll move back to, okay, I'll move back to sprint 6, number 6 content anyway. So agile practices, okay. I thought I've given that, I think is a and agile practices, okay. You talk about agile practices and values, okay. So, but now, if your team is not adhering to those Scrum practices, right, or agile practices, right? So, how do you address it? So, you talk about agile practices, agile values, right? When a team is not adhering to it, what do they need to do? Okay. So, okay. Number 8. Okay, I've talked about sprint 8, number 8. Number 9 is definition of done, right? So what exactly is definition of done in terms of Scrum, and how do you use it? What's the importance? You could also give an example of definition of done as well anyway. So as a Scrum Master, why do you need a definition of done, right? What's the importance of definition of done to your team? And the last but not the least, yeah, content number 10 is concept of sprint backlog and product backlog. So sprint backlog and product backlog. Okay. So that also, there seems to be misconception within that. As a Scrum Master, you want to write a blog on how to undo changes within the sprint and the product backlog. Okay. So, but of course, you want to talk about what exactly is a sprint backlog, what exactly is a product backlog, what is the differences between the two, and let's say in Azure DevOps, how do you differentiate those things anyway? So I'll tell you quickly. So because I was even speaking to some of the QAs, right? Some of them don't even know that when you don't put anything in the sprint, right? Say sprint 1 is actually in the product backlog, because at the top you have the name of your team as the product backlog. So, but how do you identify product backlog? Or you can also use your tool to explain it as well. But most especially or importantly, how do you undo changes, right, within a product backlog or a sprint backlog anyway? So that is that. So, okay. Okay, that is everything. Allow me, you can stop recording anyway. That's fine. So, and then we can start another one for any question in the next 6 minutes.
Scrum Master, and I didn't get the 9th one. Well, the 9th one, what is the definition of done? Then you said some other things. I didn't get it.
They are going to be, they are also recorded anyway, so you can listen to them anyway.
Yes, I will listen, but it's just better writing because it enters then.
Yeah. So for what role is this?
Scrum.
For Scrum Master, okay.
Yes, please.
For Scrum Master, the 9th one is definition of done, right?
Yes.
And its importance. The 10th one is sprint backlog and product backlog.
Okay,
right?
I have that.
Yeah.
I have that. Thank
Okay.
you.
And okay, all right. Ian is asking, as a PM or DM, do you want me to cover 20? So for me, if you want to cover 20, that's brilliant anyway. But you could decide to cover one of them anyway and say, okay, for now, yeah, I'm going to declare, okay, or put a disclaimer out that I'm not a PM, I'm an ADM. So you go for ADM, okay? Or you want to make, put a disclaimer out to say, this time around, I'm a PM. So you do a PM. But of course, if you still want to say, I'm a PM/ADM, then you are free to do the 20, okay? All right, any other question? So it seems that is clear. Is it that it's so clear? I get it that is kind of a lot, okay? So you got 3 weeks to do it, okay? All right, 3 weeks to do it. And I believe there is joy in number. Let's encourage ourselves, do one per day, right? And one thing, with a little research, you can do this. Just put them in ChatGPT and get the answer, and yeah, make it your own, adapt it, and put, yeah, do it, get now. Start from there, okay? Abimbala.
Okay, thank you very much. And thanks for the exposure that you're giving us. So I want to ask, is it going to be because you said a blog, and I know that in a blog you can write it, and I don't know if it's is it going to be a video or just writing?
Okay, that is a good question. Initially, when I was preparing this, I had to answer that question myself, and I thought, okay, if it's a video, it's good, but of course, the video will take a lot of time to produce. That is one. Then two, if someone is looking, if you have to post it on LinkedIn and say this is the content, which one will people listen to? Would they listen to the video more, or they will quickly read? And I think I may be wrong, and I think people will just quickly read the content, right? And then, yeah. So on that note, I think just put a content out, and that's why I would say, rather than a video, right? Yeah.
Okay, thanks. I think
Okay. All right, cool. Any other question? So I've sent the link out now on where I want you guys to post it. But one thing I can tell you is I don't expect you to post it now, right? So take your time, okay? First, create a user on that link, on that website, okay? Ensure that you are able to create a user, okay? Then after that, okay, start creating your content. Maybe put it in a Word document or something and you get it now. Then after that, you start to post it. So on the 25th, this has to be done by 23rd of March, okay? And we are going to kind of come on the site together on the 25th, right? So by that time, I think all of us will have reviewed it. Even mentors as well, then they come in and give you feedback on how you've done, right? It's a lot, and this is going to be your report for this particular program. And they're not just any question. As you can see, they are related to your roles, and they bid you for interviews as well. And it's something that if you're able to create your blog very well and you're proud of that, you can put it on your CV to say, recruiter, go and see what I've written. Yeah. And also you can share it on your LinkedIn as well and everything. You are portraying yourself as a subject matter expert. Do you get it now? And that's what, and you can edit it as well. Even if, we give feedback and say, can you remove this and everything, you can go and edit it as you go along. Okay. And ensure also you create a copy by yourself anyway. Do you get it now? So even though you post it on the blog, create a copy for yourself, post it on another site as well anyway. So that is what I'm trying to achieve from you, so that you'll be able to create content as you go along, right? And yeah, to be honest, in this era, you need to be there as well. Okay. Abimbola, is that a
Yes,
different?
again, yes. I want to ask another question about the CV. When with the last time you reviewed the CV, and some of us have not dropped our CV. So when should we start dropping again?
You can drop. I think the website is still open, right? So, and one thing that I said, you need to first review it with top CV, right? Once
Yes,
they've
I've
done that, yeah.
I've done that already.
Yes, so just upload it again. So by Thursday, I'm going to do another one anyway. So if allow me is still there, allow me, I will let you know how many I got by Wednesday, right? So that was, if you have to start earlier, so that we can get the CV reviewed before the time. So so that's fine.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, cool. So
what
any other
website,
question? I know
please?
someone raised the hand.
What website, please, are we
Yeah, I just
uploading?
wanted to ask that on Saturday, 23rd, can we still update something on the blog if we want
Yeah,
to, or is there a time
No,
that
you
we
can
need to?
you can update it even after on the 25th or so. After we reviewed, you can update to get it now. It's a live blog, okay, and you can go there even after everything, and you can still update. To be honest, that's fine. Anyway, I would advise you to kind of between now. Don't wait until 23rd, right? Maybe within 3 days or 4 days, right? Create one, put them in there, because you can delete them completely, just to get yourself familiarized with the site anyway, so that you don't wait until 23rd and eventually you don't know how to post. Okay. Any question, just send it to admin about this, if the site you got issues with that. So yeah, but of course you can update it as you go along anyway.
All right, thank you, Deji.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, so I was asking, what website do we upload the CVs?
I've check on the chat. I've sent it out several times anyway.
All right, thanks.
Okay. All right, cool. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay. Have a good night. Over to you. Allow me. It's your show.
Well, I know people want to leave almost immediately, so I understand. Well done, guys, and thank you for waiting till the end. And I wish you all the best in this report that you're doing, right? So if you need help, like I said, utilize your mentors. Google, well, you get information, but Google from reliable sources like maybe Google Scholar and all, and then just make your research well, yeah? Everything will go fine. So fingers crossed. All right. Thank you, guys. Let's have a
Allow me, do you want me to still mention the voting or?
Please, sorry, please. 1 minute. Bolu will give us our INEC results before we call it a night. Thank you so much, Bolu. Please.
Okay. So this week, 53 people voted. And according to the vote, the BA for Eagles team came first. ADM for Elite came second. Cybersecurity for Legend came second. We had a tie. And ADM and Cybersecurity for Optimite came third. And for the team of the week, yeah, 1 minute. Yeah, for the team of the week, 17 people voted for Eagles, 14 for Optimide, 12 for Legends, and 10 for Elite. So based on the votes, Eagles team is the team of the week.
Well done to the Eagles team again. So I think that is, yeah, I think it's like the third time, isn't it? So
Yes, but can I say something? Usually, aside the popular votes, right? You usually have the team of the week. Did you decide the team of the week this week?
no, unfortunately not. So it's okay if you want to do that anyway. So
No. I'm fine. I just wanted to know if you had a decision on your own team of the week. So I'm giving you tax in advance. You to write down your own tax next spring. You tell us the team of the week by choice.
okay, no problem.
All right. Well done, Eagles. But Eagles, you guys are not shouting. It doesn't matter if you win 3 times back to back. Winning
It's
cannot be
hat-trick.
boring.
It's hat-trick
What do
now.
you
It's
mean?
hat-trick.
Winning cannot be boring. And for all you care, it might just be that the other teams are not voting, because I know we have about equal numbers across teams. There might just be some members of the team maybe forgot themselves and forgot to vote or something. So rejoice while you're enjoying it, yeah? And I hope a team beats you to it next spring. But well done, Team Eagles. Okay, if you're not shouting, I hope you shout, yay! Thank you, everyone. Let's
Thank
have
you.
a
Cheers.
beautiful night. Cheers, everyone. Good night. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Bye bye.